Revenge is a masterpiece horror comedy. Oh, wait, what? It's not a comedy? Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Wow, please don't tell the feminists I laughed hysterically while watching a serious rape revenge film. If my YouTube subscription feed isn't enough to get me committed to some sort of patriarchy recovery program, that last sentence sure is. There's a lot to unpack here. Just a lot. For some context, I'll explain my mindset going into this movie. I was really fucking amped for Revenge. I even pre ordered it on Amazon, so I'd have it the day it came out. Revenge is a 2017 French film that was released on DVD in the US in August 2018. From the IMDb page, never take your mistress on an annual guy's getaway, especially one devoted to hunting. A violent lesson for three wealthy married men. In the weeks leading up to the DVD release, I had been under the impression that the plot revolved around a group of rich men who all take their mistresses on a hunting trip. I was expecting the women to finally get fed up with being the other woman, give the men an ultimatum, and then hunt them down and kill them. Good old slasher fun. Yeah, that's very much not what I got. At all. Here's a summary of the actual plot. Rich man, stereotypical rich douche, takes his mistress on a trip to his summer home, cabin, what the fuck ever. His two friends, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, show up for a hunting trip. Tweedledee rapes the mistress after she rejects his advances following a night of drunkenly grinding on him. Tweedledum walks in just as this is about to happen, and we have a nice long close-up of his mouth as he chews a candy bar before he closes the door and leaves. SRD learns that what has happened and makes some calls, getting Mistress a job in hopes of making the problem go away. Mistress rejects the offer. SRD pushes Mistress off a cliff. Mistress is impaled on a tree and survives because reasons. Mistress manages to burn the tree in half and flees with a large piece of wood through her abdomen. Mistress becomes the focus of the hunting trip. Despite being a complete fucking idiot, Mistress outsmarts the three men and kills them all. I don't and won't bother with names because the characters are all generic cliches. Mistress is exactly what you'd expect a rich asshole's mistress to be, hot blonde idiot who thinks she's special to said rich asshole and not 100% disposable and replaceable. SRD is exactly what you'd expect a cheating CEO family man to be, willing to do whatever he has to keep his good life. Tweedledee and Tweedledum are exactly what you'd expect dumb best friends to be, mindless lackeys who blindly follow SRD. Here's a few tips for anyone looking to make a rape revenge horror movie. Don't make the most quote-unquote decent antagonist be the only person who doesn't want to kill the heroine and wants to take her to the hospital. Be the rapist. Just don't. And don't make the rape victim, the female empowerment character, be so spectacularly stupid that because she is the protagonist is the only reason she survives. And here's a little advice for anyone looking to make any movie. Know how things work. Upon breaking the tree, Mistress runs and eventually finds a cave where she hides until morning. And this is where the stupid really gets going. Let me remind you that Mistress ran from midday to sundown while impaled by a large piece of tree trunk and losing a lot of blood. Yep, this is the kind of stupid we're dealing with. And that's not even Mistress being stupid. That's just the movie. The cave is where Mistress really showcases her complete lack of any common sense or intelligence. In the cave, Mistress rummages through some supplies taken from Tweedledum after she killed him. She finds a can of beer and drinks it, because the best thing to do when you have a gaping wound is consume blood thinner. Mistress had a small bag of peyote hidden in her locket from the night before. SRD had mentioned a man in Sweden who cut off his own leg and didn't feel a thing after consuming peyote. SRD had also said that the small bag contained enough peyote to take out an entire football team. Mistress, of course, eats half of the bag's contents before tearing the tree out of her abdomen because it's best to be in an altered state of mind while being actively hunted. She then heats the dismantled beer can over a small fire and uses it to cauterize only one side of her gaping wound before falling asleep next to a burning fire. Mistress wakes up from her horrendous nightmares with a badass new tattoo branded into her skin of the eagle from the beer can, despite the image having been completely level with the rest of the can and not raised. The image appears just as it had on the can, text and all, and was not reversed at all. At this point in the movie, I was laughing my ass off because I was watching a serious feminist film about rape, and the powerful female character was such a bumbling idiot. Then this was supposed to represent the feminist ideal. The final girl is one of the most iconic and pervasive tropes in the genre. Female empowerment is a recurring theme in horror, and I could take it or leave it most of the time. There are feminist horror movies that I love. Tragedy Girls, A Beginner's Guide to Snuff, Patchwork. Those are all fucking great horror comedies. Intentional comedies. Shoehorning agendas into any media is jarring and awkward. Shoehorning agendas in where they already exist sends the message that you don't understand the genre, and that's when Poe's Law comes into play. Blatant feminism in horror only really works in horror comedies, in movies that aren't trying to take themselves seriously in the first place. I hate third-wave feminism. I really hate when people shoehorn agendas into entertainment that I am paying for. I'm not really sure how to wrap this up succinctly, so I'll just say this. If you want to make a serious movie with a serious feminist message forced in there, don't make a horror movie. You might end up like Coralie Fargate, accidentally making a comedy about rape. Well, adios, muchachos.